Howdy, folks, and welcome back. Hope you're all blessed and doing okay out there. Well, for today's video, we're taking a look at another book I have called Alco Reference Number 1. This was made by the Railway Press, which is a magazine, and I want to find the other references for this series. This is the only one I have at the moment. I'm not sure if there are more on Alco, or if they just different reference books with builder names on them. I'll have to find out what it is. Dang it, I'm stuttering again. Sorry, guys. It happens. Anyway, let's take a look and see what this one has to offer. Now, I'm not too really big on the history of Alco. I do know it was founded in 1901, and Alco stands for American Locomotive Company. And over the years, they built some very interesting diesel and steam locomotives, and I think some electrics. In 1955, they were bought by GE. And GE still retains some of the original designs for Alco, such as the chugging sounds of a GE prime mover. So here we have a mogul as the first steam engine. Not bad, actually. Just different moguls altogether, it looks like. This book is one of my favorites because it features reference pictures. No, I'm sorry, factory pictures from Alco, from their plant in Schenectady, New York. Oh, that's a prairie type right there. They built some very interesting steam engines for various railroads. And as you can see, they just get bigger and bigger over time. 10-wheelers, Pacifics, even Hudsons. Yes, Alco built the Milwaukee Road's Hiawatha, the A4 Atlantic, and the F7 Hudson, as you can see here. That's a Chicago Northwestern Streamliner. I thought it was New York Central for a second there. There's a Reading Hudson. And again, these are brand new, out of the factory pictures for the most part, except that one. They also built the 20th Century Limited and the Empire State Express locomotives, designed by Otto Kohler for the New York Central Railroad. No, I'm sorry, Henry Dreyfuss. Otto Kohler was for the Milwaukee Road. Now this is a very interesting engine. This is a 466. This was made for yard switching. It did the same thing that the B4 and the B6 switchers did, but it had a bunker instead of a tender. It was much shorter, I think, but got the job done nonetheless. They also built the USRA 080s. These are rare pictures that you're seeing right here. I hope you enjoy them. I think we're looking at consolidations now, the 280s. Small ones. But like I said, things just get bigger. There's a Mikado right there. The Mikados are very successful. Now there's Nickel Plate Road Berkshire there. Some people say Berkshire. I say Berkshire. That's how I've always heard it pronounced. There's a 284 again, and a 484 Northern type. Yes, Alco made some very successful engines, as y'all can see. Big ones, too. Sorry, guys, I've got a shirt on. I was getting kind of warm. Boston and Albany. There's the Milwaukee Road's S3 Northern. They built those for them. The Union Pacific 484, the FEF, was built by Alco. They also built some articulades, including the Challengers. For a variety of roads like Union Pacific and Denver Rio Grande. There's an early Challenger with a regular tender instead of the centipede tender like this one has. And yes, they also built the big boys. All 25 of them. Now we're moving into diesels. So Alco built some amazing steam engines, as y'all can see. Alco High Adhesion BB Truck, or HIAD. GE would later take this design and make it a bit bigger. And this shows some of what the Alco factory looked like building the diesel engines. I'm surprised they didn't have anything for steam production. Just amazing how big these things are. Now keep in mind, at this time, tons of companies were competing. Alco, GM, EMD, Baldwin, Lima, Cook Locomotive Works. Actually, they may have stopped building engines at the time. GE and Fairbanks Morse. They were all competing to build a better locomotive. Designs were different, inside and outside. Some were good, some were bad, some were just plain insane. It's amazing how big the prime movers are in these diesel engines. Those are generator cars, I believe. Putting the pieces together. Building a locomotive takes a lot of time and effort, but it's worth it when the product finally rolls out of the shop for the railroad it's going to. There's one of the Alco Century units. I'm not turning it sideways, sorry guys, but you get the idea. Ah, the infamous Erie Lackawanna. There's the blueprints for an Alco locomotive right there. Wrecks and rebuilds. That does happen. Sometimes you have to rebuild a locomotive completely if it's been wrecked. Accidents happen on the railway all the time, from minor derailments to major disasters. Man, my room's a little dirty, but it's in better shape than these are. And that one took a front end hit right there. My goodness. Even the streamliners took a couple of hard hits too, it looks like. Not only did Alco build steam, but they also made diesels, and like everybody, they were competing for freight and passenger train operations. There's a nickel plate road locomotive right there. There's some Alco FAs right there, which are pretty neat looking. Ah, New Haven, that's what that is. Lehigh Valley. I always liked that paint scheme they had. What's this one? Genesee and Wyoming, the railway that runs everything. They also built box cab units. I forgot about that completely. Nice one they made right there. Let's see, streamlined cab units. Alco built some very interesting streamliners back in the day for a variety of railroads. The DL-109. I forgot they built that. I thought that was a Baldwin locomotive. It looks kind of like an E in it from the side, but if you look at the front, you'll notice it has a 3-piece windshield instead of a 2-piece. To me, it looks kind of like an automobile. I don't know why. I just think it does. The FAs were quite something when they were built. A variety of railways bought them. They're basically just a different variation of an F unit. There's one of my favorites, the Alco PA, especially in the New York Central or Santa Fe paint scheme. The closest one to me, or closest pieces of Alco equipment period to me, are at the Museum of Rust in Frisco, Texas. And if you go there, you'll see why it's called the Museum of Rust. Probably the most famous one of all, the American Freedom Train Alco PA. In the 1940s, after the war had come to an end, this train was put together to go across the country to teach folks about our nation's history and stuff like that. It was successful and not successful at the same time. You go on YouTube, you can find a pretty cool documentary talking about the history of the American Freedom Train. It's pretty cool. That don't look right to me. Looks kind of ugly-ish. Sorry guys, I don't like that paint scheme. It looks too European. I'm not saying I don't like European trains. There's some pretty cool diesels like the BV2000 and steam engines like the Flying Scotsman. But that just don't look right to me. Oh boy. Alco switchers, early hood units. So Alco decided to make yard switchers to compete with EMD's yard switchers. Alco built S-series yard switchers like the S1, the S2, and the S3. Just a variety of sizes to choose from. These are all the small ones here. I've seen one of these. It's in Timble, Texas at the Railroad Museum. It's in a Santa Fe paint scheme. Again, I'm not turning the book sideways. Sorry, guys. And I apologize if I sound a tad off, y'all. I haven't looked at this book in a long time. Just happens when I make my videos sometimes, I guess. S-series. This was our most successful one. 660 horsepower. Huh. Well, to move a full load, you need about 4 of these to move it around, producing over 4,000 horsepower. There we go. The 1,000 HP yard goats were much better for service like that. There we go here. I don't like that. Not sure what it's called though. I can't read the paint scheme on there. Oh, well, there's a glare again. Well, alright, there we go. Sorry guys. Transfer units. These were made for small mainline operations and yard jobs, much like the yard switchers were of the day. I'm rushing through just a little bit, guys. Sorry, I'm kind of tired tonight making this video. I forgot completely what a variety there was to be of, well, yard switcher locomotives. It's amazing from Alco. Oh, come on. There we go. 1000 HP road switchers. Once again, these were wonderful engines. The RS class. One of my personal favorites. You have the RS1, 2, 3, and many more variations, but I'm familiar with the RS3 probably most of all. Oh, I forgot they made 6-axle variants of these. Pretty neat. Oh, missed a page. Yeah, again, these are prototype pictures taken outside their plant in Schenectady. Now, unfortunately, Alco locomotives had the tendency to catch fire, and well, so do GE locomotives. But then again, so do EMDs. The turbos can blow, the cooling system can fail, and next thing you know, you got flames coming up through the exhaust stack right there. Crazy. I've seen videos of it. It looks pretty cool, actually, but at the same time, it ain't right. The Monon, they were quite a railway back in their day with their Hoosier Line trains and their pacemaker. Although Alco is gone, GE still owns them, and they still make locomotives. Ah, here we go. The Rock Island road switcher variant. These were called flying barber poles by rail fans and commuters, and well, you see why. This was considered to be the best paint scheme applied to a locomotive of this type at the time. I like the paint scheme myself. RS11s. The RS11 kind of reminds me of a GP9 or a GP7 high hood unit. Now, what was I saying? Oh yeah, although GE owns the Alco company, EMD, one of its competitors, is still around. Actually, I think they're both owned by a different company altogether. Wabtec and Rail Power or Motive Power Inc. or National Railway Equipment. I forget. Guys, I don't keep up with that stuff very much, to be honest, so I don't know like really where they've gone or what happened to them. If you know, please tell me in the comments. I just know that EMD had a plant in LaGrange, Illinois, and moved up to London, Ontario, while GE had a plant in Erie, Pennsylvania, and then they moved down to Fort Worth to build their locomotives. And I think Wabtec owns GE now. Honestly, I'm not sure, guys. It's a pretty cool demo paint scheme right there. RSD series. All these engines were just upgrades of their predecessors. The technology just got better and better, and the engines got bigger and bigger. The RSD-15 was a pretty interesting looking engine, as y'all can see. It looks kind of like an SD485. Oh, that's an RSD12. Yeah. Sorry guys, it's hard to know what the glare is because I'm looking down here and having to look at my phone screen at the same time. Ah, cotton belt. There we go. Southern Pacific even bought some of these. Century Series, or C Series if you prefer. This is where General Electric got their inspiration for their U-boats later on, was from the Alco Century locomotives. And, well, I've heard mixed results about these. Some say they did good and were successful. Some say they did not. To be honest, guys, I'm not sure who did it better. The C420. There's the Erie again. Alco locomotive prices, September 1986. Most expensive was the C630 at $244,250 a piece. Today, a brand new locomotive cost about $2 million. But then again, the amount of money I just mentioned was a lot for its time. I think the big boys were a little cheaper than that, maybe a bit more. Alco Century C620 proposed. Some things went into production and some things did not. That may have been the last one they built. That is a nice looking demo paint scheme. Alco is one of my favorite companies because of the variety of steam and diesel engines they built. Are you a fan of them? Let me know in the comments. Now, I'm not sure how many reference books there are like this from the Railway Press, but I'll keep my eye out, and if I find any more, I will film them and upload them for you guys to see. This was the Alco Superpower locomotive. EMD and GE also built something like this. Of course, the most successful engine of these would be the Union Pacific's DD35A and DDA40X, both built by EMD. But still, this is pretty neat too. There's the index. I was off frame a few times. I'm sorry, guys. And there you have it. Alright, y'all. Pretty cool reference book. That'll wrap it up for this video. Until next time, please make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment. Please be safe around terrains. Happy rails. And remember, Jesus loves you. See y'all next time.